श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। गणानां गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पततान शृण्वन्वनुते सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवधातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वां ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो निलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वम् अवस्थात्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वमिन्द्रस्त्वमग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवः सुवरो गणाधिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादींस्तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्रम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादः सन्धानम् संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निसृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणम् रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजम् रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितम् भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषाः परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्तुलम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय वरदमूर्तये नमः एतदथर्वशीर्षं योद्धीते स ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते स सर्वविघ्नैर्न बाध्यते स सर्वत्र सुखमेधते स पञ्चमहापापात् प्रमुच्यते सायमधियानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति प्रातरधियानो रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायं प्रातः प्रयुञ्जानो पापो पापो भवति सर्वत्राधियानोपविघ्नो भवति धर्मार्थकाममोक्षं च विन्दति इदमथर्वशीर्षमशिष्याय न देयम् यो यदि मोहात् दास्यति स पापीयान् भवति सहस्रावर्तनाढ्यं यं काममधीते तं तमनेन साधयेत् अनेन गणपतिमभिषिञ्चति स वाङ्मी भवति चतुर्थ्यामनश्नं जपति स विद्यावान् भवति इत्यदथर्वणवाक्यं ब्रह्माध्यावरणं विद्यान्न बिभेति कदाचनेति यो दूर्वाङ्कुरैर्यजति स वैश्रवणोपमो भवति यो लाजैर्यजति स यशोवान् भवति स मेधावान् भवति यो मोदकसहस्रेण यजति स वाञ्छितफलमवाप्नोति यस्साध्यासमिद्भिर्यजते स सर्वं लभते स सर्वं लभते। अष्टौ ब्राह्मणान् सम्यग् ग्राहयित्वा सूर्यवर्चस्वी भवति। सूर्यग्रहे महानद्यां प्रतिमासन्निधौ वा जप्त्वा सिद्धमन्त्रो भवति। महाविघ्नात् प्रमुच्यते महादोषात् प्रमुच्यते महाप्रत्यवायात् प्रमुच्यते। स सर्वविद्भवति स सर्वविद्भवति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत्। भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः। स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः। स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर। हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। एकदन्तं महाकायं तप्तकाञ्चनसन्निभम् एकदन्तं महाकायं तप्तकाञ्चनसन्निभम् लम्बोदरं विशालाक्षं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम्। मौञ्जी कृष्णाजिनधरं नागयज्ञोपवीतिनं मौञ्जी कृष्णाजिनधरं नागयज्ञोपवीतिनं बालेन्दुविलसन्मौलिं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम्। अम्बिका हृदयानन्दं मातृभिः परिपालितम् अम्बिका हृदयानन्दं मातृभिः परिपालितम् भक्तप्रियमदोन्मत्तं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् चित्ररत्नविचित्राङ्गं चित्रमालविभूषितं चित्ररत्नविचित्राङ्गं चित्रमालविभूषितं चित्ररूपधरं देवं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् गजवक्त्रं सुरश्रेष्ठं कर्णचामरभूषितं गजवक्त्रं सुरश्रेष्ठं कर्णचामरभूषितं पाशाङ्कुशधरं देवं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् मूषिकोत्तममारुह्य देवासुरमहाहवे मूषिकोत्तममारुह्य देवासुरमहाहवे योद्धुकामं महावीर्यं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् यक्षकिन्नरगन्धर्व सिद्धविद्यधरै सदा यक्षकिन्नरगन्धर्व सिद्धविद्यधरै सदा स्तूयमानं महात्मानं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् सर्वविघ्नहरं देवं सर्वविघ्नविवर्जितं सर्वविघ्नहरं देवं सर्वविघ्नविवर्जितं सर्वसिद्धिप्रदातारं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम् गणाष्टकमिदं पुण्यं भक्त्या यः पठेन्नरः विमुक्तः सर्वपापेभ्यो शिवलोकं स गच्छति। करात्तमोदकं सदा विमुक्तिसाधकं कलाधरावतं सतं विलासि लोकरक्षकम् अनायकैकनायकं विनाशिते वदैत्यकं लताशुभाशुनाशकं नमामि तं विनायकं न सेकराति भीकरं नवोदितार्कभास्वरं नमत्सुरारिनिर्झरं नतादिकापदुत्तरं सुरेश्वरं निधीश्वरं गजेश्वरं गणेश्वरं महेश्वरं तमाश्रये परात्परं निरन्तरं समस्तलोकशङ्करं निरस्तदैत्यकुञ्जरं दरेतरोदरं वरं वरे भवक्रमक्षरं कृपाकरं क्षमाकरं मुदाकरं यशस्करं मनस्करं नमस्कृतं नमस्करोमि भास्वरम् अकिञ्चनार्तिमार्जनं चिरन्तनोऽग्निभाजनं पुरारिपूर्वनन्दनं सुरारिगर्वचर्वणं प्रपञ्चनाशभीषणं धनञ्जयादिभूषणं कपोलदानवारणं भजे पुराणवारणं नितान्तम् अचिन्त्यरूपमन्तहीनमन्तराय कृन्तनं हृदन्तरे निरन्तरं वसन्तमेव योगिनं त्वमेकदन्तमेव तं विचिन्तयामि सन्ततं महागणेश पञ्चरत्नमादरेण योर्वहं प्रजल्पते प्रभातके हृदि स्मरन् गणेश्वरम् अरोगतामदोषतां सुसाहितीं सुपुत्रतां समाहितायुरष्टभूते अभ्युपैति सोचिरात् अभ्युपैति सोचिरात् अभ्युपैति सोचिरात्।
जय 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 गणपति देवा
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 जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा गजानना 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 हे गणपति देवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा गजानना 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 हे गणपति देवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा गजानना हे गणपति देवा जय 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 गणपति देवा
गणपति
गणनाथ पाहि गजानन। कैलासपते शिवनन्दना दीननाथ हरे हे निरञ्जना।
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 सिद्धि प्रदाता शुभानना जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना।
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 जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना।
जगदीश्वर शान्ति
जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना।
जगदीश्वर शान्ति
गणनाथ पाहि गजानन। परमेश्वरा दुःख भंजना। गणनाथ पाहि गजानन। कैलासपते शिवनन्दना दीननाथ हरे हे निरञ्जना।
कैलासपते शिवनन्दना दीननाथ हरे हे निरञ्जना।
सिद्धि प्रदाता शुभानना जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना।
सिद्धि प्रदाता शुभानना जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना।
जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना।
जगदीश्वर शान्ति
जगदीश्वर शान्ति निकेतना। गणनाथ पाहि गजानन।
गजवदना गणनाता नाता। गजवदना गणनाता नाता। गौरीवर तनया गौरीवर तनया गुणालया। गजवदना गणनाता नाता। विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक। गजवदना गणनाथ नाथा गौरीवरतनया गजवदना गणनाथ नाथा विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक सिद्धिविनायक हे शुभदायक सिद्धिविनायक हे शुभदायक गजवदना गणनाथ नाथ देवी साई माँ देवी सरस्वती देवी साई माँ देवी सरस्वती दुर्गा भवानी माँ काली कपालिनी माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ काली कपालिनी माँ जगतो तारिणी माँ जगतो तारिणी माँ साई दया करो माँ सत्य साई दया करो माँ देवी साई माँ देवी सरस्वती माँ दुर्गा भवानी माँ काली कपालिनी माँ जगतो तारिणी माँ साई दया करो माँ सत्य साई दया करो माँ देवी साई माँ देवी सरस्वती माँ दत्तात्रेय दत्त गुरु बार साई राम
प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम।
प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम
प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम।
बोलो राम साई
राम साई राम।
बोलो राम साई
बोलो राम साई राम।
बोलो राम साई बोलो राम साई प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई
प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम।
मधुर मनोहर राम मधुर मनोहर राम मधुर मनोहर राम
मधुर मनोहर राम।
मोहन मूरत राम
मोहन मूरत राम।
मोहन मूरत राम
मोहन मूरत राम।
हे करुणा सिंधु राम
हे करुणा सिंधु राम।
हे करुणा सिंधु राम
हे करुणा सिंधु राम।
हे रघुपति राघव राम
रघुपति राघव राम।
हे रघुपति राघव राम
रघुपति राघव राम।
हे पतित पावन राम
पतित पावन राम।
हे पतित पावन राम
हे पतित पावन राम।
बोलो राम साई राम
बोलो राम साई राम।
बोलो राम साई राम
बोलो राम साई राम।
बोलो राम साई राम बोलो राम साई राम बोलो राम साई राम प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम
प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम।
बोलो राम साई
बोलो
राम
राम साई राम।
बोलो राम साई राम साई राम प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम
प्रेम से बोलो एक बार साई राम।
मधुर मनोहर राम मधुर मनोहर राम मोहन मूरत राम
मोहन मूरत राम।
हे करुणा सिंधु राम
हे करुणा सिंधु राम।
हे
निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। हे निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। हे निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। नानक येशु बुद्ध महावीर। नानक येशु बुद्ध महावीर। नानक येशु बुद्ध महावीर। नानक येशु बुद्ध महावीर। सब है साई भगवान। सब है साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। हे निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। नानक येशु बुद्ध महावीर। नानक येशु बुद्ध महावीर। सब है साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। जन्म जन्म मेरे साथ रहो तुम सत्य साई भगवान। हे निराकारी अल्लाह हे अवतारी प्रभु राम। हर भोलानाथा उमापते शंभो शंकर पशुपते। भोलानाथा उमापते शंभो शंकर पशुपते। हर भोलानाथा उमापते शंभो शंकर पशुपते। कैलासवासा चिदंबरेशा नीलकंठा सदा शिवा। कैलासवासा चिदंबरेशा नीलकंठा सदा शिवा। भं हर हर भूल महेश्वर पार्वती रमना सदा शिवा हर भोला नाथा उमापते शंभो शंकर पशुपते कैलासवासा चिदंबरेशा नीलकंठा सदा शिवा भं भं हर हर भोल महेश्वर पार्वती रमना सदा शिवा भं भं हर हर भोल महेश्वर पार्वती रमना सदा शिवा हर भोला नाथा उमापते शंभो शंकर पशुपते
जय नारायण जय हरि ओम जय नारायण जय हरि ओम जय नारायण जय हरि ओम साई नारायण जय हरि ओम साई नारायण जय हरि ओम जय नारायण जय हरि ओम ब्रह्म शिवार्चित जय हरि ओम ब्रह्म शिवार्चित जय हरि ओम पाप विनाशक जय हरि ओम पाप विनाशक जय हरि ओम जय हरि ओम जय हरि ओम जय हरि ओम ओम जय हरि ओम जय नारायण जय हरि ओम साई नारायण जय हरि ओम जय नारायण जय हरि ओम ब्रह्म शिवार्चित जय हरि ओम पाप विनाशक जय हरि ओम जय हरि ओम जय हरि ओम जय हरि ओम ओम जय हरि ओम जय नारायण जय हरि ओम हे कृष्णा 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 विठ्ठल जय पांडुरंगा पांडुरंगा विठ्ठल जय पांडुरंगा पांडुरंगा नंद किशोरा श्याम गोपाला नंद किशोरा श्याम गोपाला ಗೋಪಾಲ ಮದನ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಮದನ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಮದನ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಮದನ ಗೋಪಾಲ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಹೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ನಂದ ಕಿಶೋರ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಮದನ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಮದನ ಗೋಪಾಲ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ 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 ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ವಿಠ್ಠಲ ಜಯ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗ ಹೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ
నేడు పవిత్రమైన పర్వదినం.
Today is the holy festival day.
గణపతి చతుర్దశి.
It is Ganapati Chaturdashi.
గా అనగా విద్య,
Ga symbolizes Vidya, knowledge.
నా అనగా విజ్ఞానము. బుద్ధి విజ్ఞానములకు అధిపతి గణపతి.
Ganapati is the master of intellect and spiritual knowledge.
గణములకు అధిపతి అయినటువంటి వాడే గణపతి.
Ganapati is the master of Gana.
అనేక గణములు జగత్తును పోషిస్తూ ఉంటాయి.
The whole universe is sustained by Gana.
there will be no obstacle and you will be able to get fulfillment in all these three characters. మానవుడి యొక్క కార్యములు ప్రయత్నములను నిర్విఘ్నముగా జరగాలని చెప్పని విఘ్నేశ్వరుని ఆరాధిస్తారు. People worship Vigneshwara with a prayer that whatever action they undertake, they should not face any obstacle. కానీ మానవుడు మనం ఆశించినటువంటి కార్యములు ఎత్తివి అనేటువంటి ప్రశ్నలు వారు చేసుకోవటం లేదు. But man does not put a question to himself as to what type of activity has he undertaken. మంచి కార్యములకు మనము సంకల్పించి తద్వారా విఘ్నేశ్వరుని ప్రాప్తించినప్పుడే మనకు విఘ్నములు దూరమై అవిఘ్నంగా మనకు కార్యములు సఫలమవుతాయి. We should plan for good activity and pray to Vigneshwara to remove the obstacles, and in that case the obstacles could be removed. మనము చెడ్డవి మాత్రమే మనం సంకల్పించి చెడ్డ కార్యములకు విఘ్నములు కలగకుండా ఉండాలనుకుంటే ఇది విఘ్నేశ్వరుని యొక్క సంకల్పమునికి ఏమాత్రం కూడాను సరిపోదు. If on the other hand we have plans and thoughts about bad activity and harmful activity, it is not in keeping with the intentions of Vigneshwara to remove the obstacles. దొంగలు కూడా విఘ్నేశ్వరుని ప్రార్థిస్తుంటారు. రాత్రికి మా దొంగతనం సక్రమంగా జరిగిందంటే నీకు కొన్ని కొబ్బరికాయలు కొడతామని. Thieves and dacoits also will be offering prayers to Vigneshwara, saying that Vigneshwara will be given coconut if he does not. కానీ ఈ భారతదేశం లోపల ఇది ఒక విధమైనటువంటి పరిపాటైన పొరపాటుగా ఉంటుండాలి. In this land of Bharat, this has become a habitual mistake. అన్ని సంకల్పములకు విఘ్నేశ్వరుని ప్రార్థించడం. For all types of desires and wishes, they pray to Vigneshwara. కానీ ఈ సంకల్పములకు పూర్వము ఇది మంచిగా చెడ్డగా, ఇది కోరదగినదా కోరరానిదా అనేటువంటి విచారణ చేయాలి. But before we plan and before we pray, we have to find out whether the plan and the thought, whether it is good and desirable or harmful. ఈ విచారణ శక్తి మానవులకు లేకపోవటం చేతనే విఘ్నేశ్వరుడు విచారణ చేసి ప్రసాదాన్ని అందిస్తుంటాడు. As man does not have the power of discrimination, Vigneshwara himself discriminates and blesses the people according to their desire. విఘ్నేశ్వరునికి విచారణ శక్తి చాలా సూటిగా ఉంటుంటాయి. Vigneshwara has the power of discrimination. ఇతనికి ఎట్టి వాంఛలు లేవు. He does not have any desires. సర్వ వాంఛలు కూడాను తాను తన కింద వేసుకొని ఉంటున్నాడు. He has been able to suppress and control all the desires and keep them. అనగా అదే ఎలుక అని. And that represents the rat. ఈ ఎలుక వాసనలు పట్టి అన్నిటినీ ఆశిస్తూ ఉంటారు. Rat goes on the basis of the smell that it gets to various. ఇది వాసనామయమైనటువంటిది ఎలుక. Rat is one who is swayed by the smell. కనుక ఈ వాసన స్వరూపమైనటువంటి ఎలుకను తాను హస్తమునందుకున్నాడు, అనగా తన స్వాధీనం నందుకున్నాడు. The inner meaning of this is Vigneshwara has been able to keep under control the world which is full of desires.
శుక్లాంబరధరం గణపతి మంత్రం
Multi-faith prayers, requesting all devotees to join in Zoroastrian prayer.
Mahishemasti Ushtasti Ushtamai Yatishai Vahishai Hashem.
I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dearest Swami. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram. It's my pleasure today to introduce our revered guest speaker, Dr. Amey Deshpande. Dr. Amey hails from Maharashtra and was a student of the Sri Sathya Sai Primary School, Prashanthi Nilayam, from 1990 to 1993. He acquired his bachelor's degree in commerce from Bangalore University at Bangalore, and during this time he was a member of the Brindavan Bhajan group and also a Brindavan Sevadal. In 2003, he enrolled in the MBA Finance program at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Thereafter, at Bhagavan's behest, he registered for the MPhil program in 2006 and was awarded the gold medal in 2007 for obtaining a distinction. He completed his doctoral studies in 2016 in corporate strategy from the Department of Management and Commerce, Prashanthi Nilayam. During this period, he also taught the students of the MBA program. The subjects included strategic management, corporate financial strategy, management control systems, and the awareness program. He deems it a privilege to be a member of the Prashanthi Bhajan group and has sung in the Divine Presence in various musical programs and cultural presentations by the SSS IHL. Under the auspices of the Sri Sathya Sai Central Trust, the Sri Sathya Sai Centre for Human Values was established in Prashanthi Nilayam in 2017. There, it has been mandated to carry out research and trainings in the teachings of Bhagavan. Dr. Amey works there as a resident fellow and is involved in developing and conducting training programs in Swami's teachings, including for professionals and organization office bearers. The Centre for Human Values is involved in research and conducts training programs, courses, workshops, and exhibitions. He has also participated in various Radio Sai, now known as the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre satsang programs, and regularly speaks in various forums, both nationally and internationally. We would like to invite Brother Amey to the stage to share his insights with us. Please give him a warm welcome.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Invoking the divine presence of our most beloved Bhagwan and offering our loving pranams at his lotus feet. Revered elders, dear brothers and sisters, a loving Sairam to all of you. And I must, at the outset, compliment your stamina. I don't know how you do it. After listening to such blissful bhajans and listening to Swami's discourse, there is nothing more to say. That is enough. Definitely for the next 1 year till we wait for the next Ganesh Chaturthi. So thank you, Sairam. Yes, you can go. It's been a wonderful trip for me and my wife, traveling through the United Kingdom. It really feels united. Probably on that note, let me start with an experience that happened many years ago. This was told to me by the devotees of the United States. So it so happened that there was a large group of the USA devotees in Prashanti, and it so happened that though they were all wearing the United States scarves, they were in such different varied groups, like West region and North region and South and East, that they were wondering if Swami asked one of them how many people, they had really no clue how many people were there in that group. And so what they did was, along with their US scarf, they added some extra colors, saying that if Swami calls, it will be the United States purple group, the United States green group, and so on and so forth. And the instructions were given very clearly that if someone were to get up and Swami were to call, you show your scarf, and you just don't show your scarf, but you should show your little color that has been added now. Because only those devotees must go in. So you can imagine, you see a lot of United States people, but they are in different groups. And Swami walks up to one of them during the darshan, and Swami says, "From where are you?" Which is the standard question that he would ask. And they say, "Swami, United States." Okay, and you know what Swami says? Swami says, "But you are not united." Shall I go back? There's so much technology over here. We don't want to drop off something. Yes, thank you. Right? And so Swami said, "But you are not united." And that is when they realized that, we have come from United States of America, but we are not united. And so promptly, needless to say, those little colors, extra colors were dropped off. And next day, Swami called all of them for an interview. Right? So yes, just traveling through the United Kingdom, it feels very united. And we've been having the honor and the privilege of experiencing the love and energy of all of these devotees, and it's an absolutely blissful and fantastic experience. So thank you to each and every one of you for creating Prashanti Nilayam right here in your own country. I was just thinking, what is it that we can speak? What is it that we need to share with you all, who are already very, very well connected to Bhagwan, who feel that bond of love, with Swami? What is it that we can share with you? And so what I thought is, this morning, for the next whatever number of minutes, let us contemplate on a letter that Swami had written. And this is a very, very special letter. I'm sure at some point of time, every one of you have read the letter. However, what we will try to do is we will try to do a deep dive into the letter. And needless to say, there will be lots of stories that will come as we discuss the letter. So if you can just probably see on your screens, if we have the letter, our brothers will help us put that. Yes. And obviously, the very first few words you would have understood what letter we are referring to. It is a letter written by Bhagwan to Mr. Charles Penn. It's there in his book called The Beloved. It's a beautiful letter. And let us spend the next half an hour or so contemplating on this letter because it has a message for each and every one of us. So it starts by saying, "My dear devotees, your mission has begun." I'm reminded of one of our students. Oftentimes when we would stand at podiums like these, standing next to Swami, we would make very big statements. We would make extremely, "Swami, my entire life is dedicated to you." And you know what Swami would typically do? He will, he'll catch a bunch of his hair and he'll say, "Intamandi chusyanu," meaning I've seen these many like these. "Swami, we want to give our lives to your mission." And you know what Swami says? "But I don't have a mission." Right? You see, we make the mistake of thinking that Swami has a mission. The one from whom all missions arise, do you think he has a mission? Brahmanda Nayaka Baba, do you think he has a mission? In fact, in Lalita Sahasranamam, there is a beautiful, the word Lalitambika itself means, you know what? The playful one. Lalita simply means the playful one. Okay? So the Lord doesn't have a mission. He is not a missionary. He is just a playful one. It is said that in his play, he just created the universe. It did not take him any effort. It was not that he was on a mission to create the universe. As he had probably had nothing else to do, right? He just created the universe. So he doesn't have a mission. That is why Swami starts by saying, "Your mission has begun," not my mission. He will come to that my mission part later. Okay? So let us start with this first one, which is, "Your mission has begun. Those are my words to you." And he goes on to say, "You have a unique and valuable part to play in this lifetime." Coming to this word, the lifetime. Okay? He's saying that you have a unique and valuable part to play in this lifetime. There is a very beautiful document called the Viveka Chudamani, written by Adi Shankaracharya. Have you heard of Viveka Chudamani? Some of you have heard. In that, he says that in order to get self-realization or liberation, there are three basic criteria. Okay? There are three criteria that you need to fulfill to get realization. Okay? Now you will say, "Oh my God, brother is going to talk about self-realization and all that. We have not come this morning on a Sunday morning, for self-realization." Right? Believe me, you will be surprised to know what are those three criteria and how close you are to those three criteria. What are the three criteria? He says, the first criteria for realization is Manushyatvam, which means a human birth. The first criteria. Okay? I don't see any happy faces here because congratulations, you have already ticked marked the first criteria. We hopefully are all human beings here, right? So just getting a human birth, and believe me, as much as we think that, "Oh, what's there in that? There are 8 billion of us." Okay? It is absolutely rare to get one. And let me tell you another story. We all know one of the greatest devotees of Bhagavan. It was not, or she was not a human being. She was an elephant. Sai Gita. Right? You must have all seen pictures of Sai Gita. Maybe I'll just tell you a little bit about Sai Gita. Probably you all don't know about this. Sai Gita was an 8-month-old elephant when she first met her mother, Swami. She had lost her mother. Her mother was killed in the Bandipur forest. And it was this 8-month-old Sai Gita who had come to Swami. Okay? It seems, the interview room door, why it is so big? Because actually Sai Gita would walk through, because Swami would give her an interview every morning. Okay? That little 8-month-old baby used to walk through the interview room, okay, and Swami would spend time with her. Swami would caress her and fondle her, right? She eventually became, it seems the interview stopped when she stopped fitting into the interview room door. That is when the interview stopped. And she was in fact tied right opposite to Mandir, where the Prashanti Nilayam is. For those of you who have come before the Kulwant Hall days, in the early 90s or late 80s, you will know that Prashanti Nilayam had there was a ground outside Prashanti. And that is where she used to stay. And eventually, all the devotees would have obviously a nice fun time, especially the kids. And eventually she was shifted all the way outside Prashanti, and she did not eat for several days, it seems, because she could not bear the pangs of separation from Swami. Just imagine, an animal just stopped eating. And so Swami had to go and feed her every single day and saying, Gita, this is fine. This is a place for you. I will come here often. Right? When she had reached, a mature age, several devotees said, Swami, she is an elephant. She has to go back. This is not the place for her to stay. She should go back to the forest, because she will have all of those tendencies that animals have. Right? Procreation. And Swami said, Sai Gita is not like that. But they said, Swami, you cannot stop her from doing that. And so you know what? Much against Swami's will and Sai Gita's will, she was left in the Bandipur forests. You know what she did? It is a distance of about 300 kilometers. Okay? Sai Gita came walking back 300 kilometers back to Prashanti Nilayam. Swami would refer to her as Nitya Brahmacharin. She was a brahmachari. Okay, just imagine, keeping all her animal instincts aside, she had walked 300 kilometers. She said, Swami was telling later on that she did not allow another elephant to come near her. Okay? I'll tell you the reason why all of this I'm telling you. Such a great devotee, when she passed away, Swami had in fact cut short his trip to Kodaikanal, and Swami comes back to Prashanti, and just the next day she passes away. Okay, and as Swami in fact went to her funeral, right? We were all there around, and there was a big pit which was put, and Swami was so emotional. After Swami had come back to the mandir, one of the senior devotees asked Swami, for the devotion that Sai Gita had, surely she will have mukti, isn't it? She will get liberation. And you know what Swami's answer was? No. For all the devotion that Sai Gita had, the gift of her devotion, Swami said she will now get a human birth. In her next birth, she will have a human birth. Because it is only from a human birth that one can get realization. No other animals, no other species. Yes, we have stories of Gajendra Moksha, but those are Puranic stories. Okay, it is only the human birth. And this is what I wish to tell you what Swami has told us. Why it is said that Manushyatvam, the only birth that can break out of this cycle, right? When he says that your mission has begun, what he means is that in this lifetime, this is an opportunity that will never come again. It is probably the rarest of the rare opportunities for us to figure out, this conundrum called life and death. And so Swami is telling us that you have a unique and valuable part to play in this lifetime. Imagine Sai Gita, someone like her. I still remember every time on Swami's birthday, Sai Gita would actually lead the entire procession. Okay, right at the front. And in fact, to get her to start the procession would be a big task, because Swami would be at the end of the procession and she would be at the beginning of the procession. She would just not walk, because all the time she wants to look back at Swami. Okay? And Swami would say, please Geeta, go ahead, And then of course, Peddareddy Garu, who was her caretaker, would, kind of coax her to move, to go ahead. And so she would walk. And the moment, she would come near the stage and Swami would reach there, usually in that excitement, she would let off. Okay? There would be a big waterfall. Okay? You understand what I'm saying. There would be a big waterfall of urine that would fall. And so obviously, there would be the Bhangra boys. Students will be doing Bhangra. There'll be the band and there'll be the Vedam chanters and, all of that. And so I still remember it was 65th birthday. I was doing the Bhangra in front of Swami's chariot as Swami came into the Hillview Stadium. Okay, and you can imagine, right? We are all like dressed up well. We want a good picture with Swami, all of that. And she starts this and all of us jumped out. Okay, we all jumped back. Okay, Swami said, hey, let that little bit of urine fall on you. You will get some of her devotion. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what a devoted soul she was? Swami said, you know what? That is consecration. That is not desecration. Her urine falling on you, you will get consecrated with some devotion. Right? Even such a Sai Gita was only going to get a human birth. Congratulations to all of us that we have done it. Okay? I think you should give yourselves a round of applause. You see, we don't understand. We don't realize. Okay? If you are not very happy with the fact that, it's only 1/3, brother, what about the 2/3? Don't worry. The other 2/3, Shankara says, Manushyatvam. The second one, he says, Mumukshatvam. Mumukshatvam means an intense desire to break free. And that is what differentiates us from the 8 billion others. Yes, there are 8 billion Manushas walking on the earth. How many of them have this desire or have asked this question, when am I going to break free? How long is this going to happen? Okay, when that question kind of starts burning in our hearts, that, oh my God, no more of this. That is mumukshatvam. Okay? I am guessing that if on a Sunday morning, when you could be doing 100 other things, if you have found yourselves sitting over here, that means there is mumukshatvam also. Yes? No? You don't seem confident. Okay? Let me tell you, there is mumukshatvam. Because the very fact it is said, no, God chooses only those who choose God. God cannot choose those who don't choose God. We have to take that one step towards for him to take 100. You see, he's very, very clear in that sense. He doesn't say that I'm going to take 100 steps towards you. If you take one step towards me, I will take 100 steps towards you. Now you may think that, but Swami, you said unconditional love, but this seems to be a condition over here. If you take, then only I will do. You see, oftentimes on Shirdi Baba's posters, you will find one statement. If you look to me, I look to you. Correct? You would have often seen that. And I used to often think that, Swami, this is not fair. You talk about unconditional love and all that, but then you are giving a big condition. If then is a condition. Correct? If you look to me, I look to you. That's what you're saying. This is not fair. Right? And then, kind of on contemplation, this understanding came that, you fool, I am always looking at you. Only if you look at me, you will realize that I am looking at you. Right? In fact, can you just go to the first picture? Can you just go back? Oh, sorry, it's with me only. Yeah. Just look at this. Do you see Swami looking at you? Okay, now look anywhere else. Swami is still looking at us. Right? It is only if I look to him, then he will look at me. He is actually always looking. Right? So that is what he says. Even there, no, it is not about, it is still unconditional. But he says, only if you take that one step towards me, I am ready to run to you, to take 100 steps towards you. Okay, let us move on. Only those whom I have called can serve me. Only those whom I have called can serve me. Let me very quickly tell you the incident of, once again, a very, very, very famous incident. When Swami was about 32 years old in 1958, Swami had visited Shivananda Ashram in Rishikesh. Right? Swami had been to Rishikesh, he had gone to Swami Shivananda's ashram, and Swami Shivananda was still alive. Of course, he was quite old, and so he was on a wheelchair. But this was, in fact, told by one of the disciples of Swami Shivananda. It so happened that this disciple of Shivananda happened to, be on the railway station in Indore. So let me backtrack a little bit. There is one devotee, his name is Mr. Arun Mandale. He hails from Indore, and he would be, he would have bhajans, Thursday bhajans in his house. He just noticed one fine week that there were lots of new people coming to the bhajans. So he was wondering, from where are these people coming? Who is telling them about? And so he started asking them, who told you that there are bhajans? And, one of the persons said, there is one Swamiji sitting on the railway station in Indore. He is telling us to come over here for bhajans. He's saying, wow, who is doing this advertisement for us? Free advertisement. That too on railway station, kind of. Right? Again, next week, somebody comes and tells him, some new people, that Swamiji is telling us to come here for bhajans. So now he's very intrigued. So after a couple of weeks, he decides to go and see who is this Swamiji, And so he goes to the railway station, and there is a Swamiji sitting over there. The moment he starts moving towards approaching the Swamiji says, stop, don't come near me. Okay, why so? He says, only on two conditions you can come near me. Okay, what are the two conditions? First condition, you don't fall at my feet. The Swamiji is telling him, don't fall at my feet. Okay, strange. What is the second condition? I will fall at your feet. This is the second condition. Now this is getting really bizarre, right? Very intriguing. What is the story? What is the secret over here? So he says, okay, fine, Swamiji, whatever Maharaj you wish, whatever. Right? And so he says, please tell me, what is this secret behind you sending people? And then this Swamiji starts to tell the story of when he was a disciple in Swami Shivananda's ashram in 1958. He says that they had never seen Swami Shivananda so happy for someone's arrival. From almost 2-3 days before, Swami Shivananda was getting the entire ashram decorated because he kept telling everyone, someone special is coming, someone special is coming. And so they were all intrigued. They were wondering, who is this person who is so special, whom our Guru is kind of waiting with like bated breath. Eventually, a young Swami, our Shri Sathya Sai, walks into the Shivananda ashram, and Swami Shivananda is thrilled to have him over there. Just imagine, Swami Shivananda was in his late 70s. Our Swami is 32 years old, and they see Swami Shivananda falling at the feet of Swami. Now that was a shocker for everyone. Imagine, no? You see your Guru falling at the feet of someone else. So this kind of, was kind of ironed in his mind, this sight, that this is someone who's great. Eventually, Swami Shivananda took his samadhi, and, he also went, this little boy, went in deeper into the Himalayas for, furthering his sadhana. And he would hear the voices of Swami instructing him on how to do his sadhana. So several years later, he simply decided that one day I should go to Prashanti Nilayam to have Swami's darshan. Okay? And so he takes this long journey from up in the Himalayas, probably Badrinath, let us say, to Delhi, and from Delhi, direct train to Dharmavaram. That time, in those days, there was no Puttaparthi railway station. And he comes, and if you remember, there were these buses. There was only one bus in the morning at around 6 o'clock, 5:45 or 6 o'clock, which left from Dharmavaram to Prashanti Nilayam. He had reached the Dharmavaram railway station at about 4 in the morning. He had roughly 1.5 hours. So he went to the waiting room and he lied down over there. Okay? After some time, after about half an hour or so it seems, he starts to feel cold winds. Okay? And so that's what breaks his sleep. He gets up and you know what? He finds himself back in his cave in Badrinath. He is no more in Dharmavaram. He is back to Badrinath, okay, in his cave. And there is a voice which tells him, who gave you the permission to come to Prashanti? I have still not called you. When I call you, then only you can come. Just imagine that. That is why, now come back to the Indore railway station. He says, you know what? I still don't have the permission to travel to Prashanti while you have been there several times. That is why I want to fall at your feet. That is why I am telling you that this phenomenon is the greatest phenomenon that you can ever have. I still don't have permission. Can you believe it? We have the permission. We actually plan for Prashanti trips. Right? Over the last few weeks, I'm hearing there are announcements which are made that next year in July we will be in Prashanti. 1 year before we are able to see ourselves in Prashanti. That man is still waiting. That Maharaj is still waiting, which means we have done something such that, Swami is calling us. At least now you can give yourselves a round of applause. Still not convincing. Hopefully by the end of this talk, you will be convinced that you are special. Imagine somebody having to come and do this much talking to tell you you are special. In fact, this is the point, Every time Swami got up for a discourse, he told us, Prema Swarupalara. I often think about it. There were a few discourses where Swami would come and suddenly he will be, he will talk about himself. And we would be thrilled to listen to Swami talk about himself. There were a couple of times when Swami has thumped the table saying that there is only one Shri Sathya Sai. And there would be thunderous applause in the Kulwant Hall, in the whole, because we love that. We love to hear Swami declaring that he is God. But when the same God of ours will tell us, you are God, there will be stunned silence. Okay? Just like this. Pin drop silence. Why? Because, what, Swami? What are you talking? I am God. I think you have got it wrong. You see what happens. We are convinced that our Swami is the Lord, and our Lord is telling us, you are God. And we don't believe. Isn't it a logical fallacy? Isn't it so ironical that we don't believe him telling us that we are God? And that is what he's telling us in this letter, that you have a unique and valuable part to play in this lifetime. He goes on to say, now see this, the next. Okay, I think I'm pressing the wrong button. Yeah. Now he says, my mission has now reached. It is held. That purpose is now unfolding before your eyes. I call upon you to radiate the bhakti within you so that its unseen power will envelop all those who come into your orbit. To successfully perform your part, always remain centered upon me. Allow yourself to impart the purity of heart within you towards all human beings and all living creatures, and do not reach for the fruits of your work. Now he says, my mission. He started with your mission. His mission is us. Each and every one of us is his mission. His mission is not to establish the Central Trust or the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning or the Sri Sathya Sai Seva organizations, so on and so forth. No, that is not. For him, those are all play. Right? His mission is each and every individual who has started this journey back to him. And he shall not stop till each one of us reaches that. In this particular sentence, he says one very beautiful thing. He says, I call upon you to radiate your bhakti. Right? He's telling us, there is bhakti in your heart. I want you to radiate that. So how can we radiate? That's the question. Do we all have bhakti? At least let us be confident to say that yes, we have bhakti. Right? Don't have that doubt. We are not simply sitting over here, isn't it? We are sitting over here because we have that bhakti in our hearts. Swami is now saying, radiate it. How can we radiate it? We can radiate it through our thought, our words, and our deeds. In fact, Swami would often look at students, and he'll anybody who's not smiling, castor oil face. Right? Swami, in several discourses to Sevadal in the early years, he says, you don't need a scarf to tell that you're a Sai devotee or you're a Sevadal. You know what is your greatest signature? The smile on your face. The smile on our faces must show that, I have been touched by God. Imagine faces without smiles, it feels like, oh my God, what has happened to you? Right? Can we have that sign of a Sai devotee? I am not making this up. You can go and read in Sathya Sai Speaks. In fact, for the very earliest, Sevadals, in fact, Swami would himself give out the scarf. The earliest Sevadals got their scarves directly from Bhagwan. You can imagine what a scary situation. Imagine you're singled out saying, you're not good enough. Right? Imagine as you walked up to Swami to get your Sevadal scarf, you would probably have the biggest smile. Your smile is not good enough. Out. Right? Can our smiles be the signature of what a Sai devotee is? I often used to think, and I had kind of conceptualized a drama also on this, that imagine Bhagavan, after his mission, he goes back to Vaikuntha, right? And Narada comes along. Hey Lord, what's up? How was your trip? I hear that it was great. And then our Lord, who is in Vaikuntha, looks down, okay, and he looks at, he says, see, all those white wearing guys, they are my kids. I touch them. That's why they are wearing whites. Of course, sisters also. Okay, but I was just thinking as a student at that time. All those clean-shaven guys, with short hair, short sideburns, because all of these were Swami's instructions, right? All of those guys, they are my boys. I have touched them. And imagine at that time, if I was not the student that Swami wanted us to be, and imagine Narada would have said, that fellow, that Ameya, Swami, that fellow is your student. Imagine my Swami would have to hang his head in shame. Cha. Kitna diya. Oftentimes we would hear Swami coming, so many of my brothers are over here. Oftentimes Swami would come and, when he would be full of anxiety, he would come and say, Kitna diya tumko? How much did I give you? Waste. Right? Instead, imagine another scenario where once again Narada is up there talking to the Lord, and the Lord looks down and says, hey, that boy? He is my boy. And Narada would have said, yes, Swami, amazing. Amazing. Why? Because you touched that one soul. In fact, most of the projects that Swami has done, it is not for changing the world. See, somehow in our minds, we have this feeling that the Sathya Sai organization's mandate is to remove hunger from this world. So we'll keep doing Narayan Seva. That is not the mandate of this organization at all. Swami never took upon the mandate to, eradicate disease from the world, and that's why he opened general hospital and super hospitals. No. His mandate was not to, if he wanted to eradicate disease, he didn't need a hospital for that. Right? By his mere thought, he could have got rid of disease. So he is not here to eradicate disease or hunger or give education. No. He's here for each and every one of us. See, he has to create opportunities, right? He has to create excuses for all of us to come and be close to him. So he will say, okay, all doctors come work here in the hospital. All students come study in the school. All singers come sing bhajans. All dancers come and dance in front of me. All Vedam chanters come and chant Vedam. He creates all of these institutions just so that we will come in contact with him. Right? How incredible is, see, that is his mission. His mission is each and every one of us. Okay, there's another beautiful line. He says, to successfully perform your part, always remain centered upon me. In fact, just yesterday we were talking about this, that oftentimes we say, God is a part of my life. There's a big difference between making God a part of my life and making God the center of my life. Center is also a part, but there's a big difference, right? If Swami is to become a part of my life, then Sunday morning from 9 to 10, and when someone comes from 9 to 12, right, that becomes part of my life. Okay? I step out of this place, Om Shanti Shanti, Jai Bolo, and that's it, Swami. Agle hafte milenge, isi waqt, isi place mein, tab tak alvida. Right? That's what you hear usually on TV channels, right? Next week, same time, same place, brought to you by Sri Sathya Sai organizations. Let's meet. That is part-time. That is making God a part of my life. Yeah, good enough. But Swami is saying, make me the center of your life. Everything that you do, I am not asking you to give up anything and continuously sit in this place and do bhajans. No. Make your life itself bhajans. So remain centered upon me. I'm reminded of another very beautiful incident. One of our brothers was saying that, he was a camera enthusiast. He loved cameras. And so he always wanted Swami to give him a camera. So it seems one day he used to be in service of Swami. And so one day Swami calls him inside, and there is a big brand new kind of case sitting in the corner of the interview room. And Swami says, open this. And he finds a brand new XLR camera, with all the lenses and all. Some devotee has offered it to Swami. Okay, so in his mind, he's getting really excited that probably this will be my camera. Okay, and so Swami says, just see what it is, just, assemble it together. So, he put it all together. And now imagine, it is Bhagwan is sitting over there. He's sitting on his knees, right opposite to him. And he is kind of, putting the entire lens and the, in those days, it was not like digital cameras today. You had to do like 2-3 things had to go in together, okay, with great amount of precision, okay, and so for the camera to work. So he's putting that. So now just imagine that lens is facing Swami. The body is in his hand, right? So the body is here, the lens is facing, and Swami is sitting over there. Just visualize that. And what Swami starts to do is he starts to play with all the other, in those days, for every photograph you took, then you had to pull one buckle, right? So that the film moves forward, and then you had to click. So Swami is pulling that, And so he's trying to say, Swami, this is a brand new one. Like, don't spoil it, right? In his mind, not to directly to Swami. But he's like, Swami, I'm just putting it together. Just kind of relax, hang on. Right? And so he then puts in finally the roll goes in, and he puts it over there. And then Swami starts to play with the lenses. He just, you had to do all of that manual focusing, right? So he's focusing the aperture, this, that. Swami just playing with it. And as Swami is playing with it, Swami hits the click button. Okay? And so now you can imagine, right? The camera is facing him, and so suddenly the flash goes, pluck. Okay, and Swami said, hey, I did something. See how beautiful, how sweet the Lord is. Hey, I did something. He said, no, Swami, you just press the button, the click button, and so it has just gone flash. Okay, Swami said, okay, you keep it with you. Okay, and so Swami gives him the camera and Swami says, you practice. Okay, you practice with birds and flowers and, clouds and all of that. So now this brother has this camera. And if you remember in those days, typically a film will have about 31 or 34, 30, 32, pictures. So he finished the entire roll. And in those days, you couldn't even, there was no developing studio in Prashanti. And so they would send it to, or even if there was, students would rather not give it here because outsiders will get an access to the photos that we have clicked. So they would send it to Bangalore, okay, for developing. And so the entire roll was developed and it came back. And so one of the senior brothers who was in service of Swami, he got those, those photos. And he was, maybe I can tell you his name, it was none other than Radhakrishna Garu, Radhakrishna sir, who used to serve Swami. And so he got all the, photos. And so now this brother, okay, was like, he wanted to know what Radhakrishna sir feels about my pictures. Okay. And so he said, sir, how are they? And Radhakrishna sir, it seems, just laughs and says, have a look. Okay. So he felt there was something wrong. Okay. As now he's going through the pictures, not a single picture is in focus. Okay. He has completely, every photo is either, highly overexposed, highly underexposed, so they are black, they are white, they are completely out of focus, okay? Except the last photo, which was the first photo which Swami had pressed the click. That was the only picture had absolutely clear focus. So in that entire roll, the only good photograph was the one that Swami had accidentally clicked. Swami had played with all of those lenses, right? That was the only clear picture in that first camera, in that first roll. And this brother was telling us how beautifully he put it. He said, as long as God is the focus of our lives, we will have clarity. If the world becomes the focus of our lives, it will only be blur, it will only be overexposed or underexposed. So therefore, keep God as the focus of our lives. Swami is saying, keep yourself centered upon me. Right? Can we do that? Can we strive to do that? Okay, let's move on. Okay, Swami is now saying, this part of my mission is performed in always aware that the moment you let your ego descend upon you, my work ceases. When you have overcome your negative mindfulness, you will again become my source. What power, no? The moment ego... Sai organization. If it has to be Sri Sathya Sai organization, then only he has to work. Right? So let me tell you another couple of instances over here. One of the brothers, once again, who was serving Swami, it so happened that his opportunity to serve Swami kind of came very abruptly. Serving Swami as in, when Swami sits for meals, there will be so many carriers which come. Different houses will send a whole lot of meals. Okay? And so your job is to open every box, see what is there, and kind of figure out what Swami will like. And most of all of the food, Swami eats only so much. In fact, by the time, I still remember in Kodaikanal, by the time we would finish our Brahmarpanam, his meals would be over. Okay, that's all is his meal. In fact, once he had shown us his chapati. His chapati is only so much. He had lifted his chapati and shown. So that's all he would eat. He wouldn't eat much. But all of these carriers, you had to open, keep everything. So this brother's work, he was abruptly kind of put into that position. And now he was extremely nervous because he doesn't know what Swami likes, now what are his likes, what are his dislikes, etc., etc. Or so to speak, right? And we will come to that. And so he spent, the next several days figuring out what Swami likes. He said it took him roughly about 2 months to figure out. And after 2 months, he felt that, that's it. Now I know what Swami likes. I know how to serve Swami. Okay? And so, just imagine, I know what Swami likes. This is the problem, right? So, what it means is basically, sometimes you just have to serve 1 spoon. But if it is an item that Swami likes, he will probably take 2 spoons, right? So you should know that. So this brother had, he was so confident that he had figured out, he had cracked the code, okay, of what Swami likes. And so he started, one afternoon it seems, all the carriers had come, and he opened one box only to find an item which had come for the first time. He had never seen that item before. So he was like, mostly it's a new item, and so Swami will not take it. Okay? Swami comes that day, he looks and he says, serve me that. Exactly the item that he thought Swami does not want. And so he says, oops. Okay, oops moment. So he takes that and he thought it's the first time, so only 1 spoon. So he puts 1 spoon. Swami says, put another spoon. Okay, and then Swami says, put another. He's now shocked. Swami never eats that much. Which is this item which Swami loves so much? And which has come after 2 months. Huh? If Swami likes something, everybody will prepare it, isn't it? But this has come for the first time. So he is now very intrigued. Now what used to typically happen is, after Swami finishes his meal, all the other brothers, who have served Swami, they will have food, isn't it? So he was waiting for Swami to finish his meal so that he can taste what is that item. Okay? So he was waiting for Swami, and then suddenly Swami calls him and says, hey, you also bring your plate and sit here. He was like, no, Swami, I don't like, okay, there's one more thing that I forgot. Now, usually, if there is one item that is favorite to Swami, he will serve it to everybody at the table. Okay, so he will be like, nu kuda teesko, meeru kuda teeskondi. That is, you also take, you also take. He will serve it to everybody. That day, this dish, Swami didn't serve to anyone. Now, this was increasing his intrigue. Okay, which is this mysterious dish that Swami is not sharing with anyone, only he is having it. So he wanted to wait. Just at that moment, Swami says, hey, you also bring your plate. He was like, oh, if I eat now, I am not going to get that dish. Because Swami is not serving that dish to anyone, isn't it? So he said, no, Swami, you finish. After that, we will sit. Hey, you sit over here. So reluctantly, this brother had to bring his plate. He kept it over there. Okay, now he's wondering whether he will get that. Swami takes this dish and puts it into his plate. He was like, now we get to taste what is it that Swami likes. Okay? And Swami is looking at him, and Swami says, Dinu, eat. And he takes, that particular dish and puts it into his mouth, and he said it is the most terrible dish that he has ever tasted. Okay, very spicy, no salt. Okay, it was like unbelievable. Like, how can anyone even eat this? Okay, so you just imagine, he ate it. And he just looked at Swami, and Swami was smiling at him. You see, Swami never revealed it, but Swami, like it was almost, he was saying, it was almost as if you thought you know what I like. I don't go by the taste of the dish. I go by the attitude that the devotee had in its heart, in his or her heart, when they prepared it. Right? It was some devotee who would have given that dish to Swami, right? And Swami had simply decided to bless it. And therefore, he had not given it to anyone else at the table, because it was not palatable. You see, the moment ego descends, my work stops. I'll give you one other, because this is such an important thing when we are doing Swami's work. Right? We oftentimes think, I am going to be the speaker, I am going to be the singer, I am the decorator, I am the sevak, I am so and so. You see, unfortunately, And this is Swami's mystery. This is his mystery. We came to Bhagavan to drop all our titles. Right from our birth, we were given titles. Title after title after title. What is that? First title, my name. Right? So and so. Born in so and so. Right? Belongs to so and so caste. Belongs to so and so religion. All of these are labels, 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 labels. Right? And then we grew up, we finished whatever, our degrees, our university, further labels. I'm an engineer. I'm an engineer from the university, from Oxford, from Cambridge, not a normal university. Right? More titles. Now I work as the king of the country. You see? That's why oftentimes, Swami would say, degrees are like begging bowls. Degrees are like begging bowls. What do? We take our degree and go to someone and say, hello, please look at my bowl. And whatever you feel like throwing in, throw. And that oftentimes I feel, no, I have the most decorated begging bowl in the world. What is that? PhD. Nothing but a decorated begging bowl. And Swami therefore used to often say, PhD stands for permanent head damage. Okay? And often, of course, Swami has also given another one, which is pure-hearted devotee. Right? So, we have all of these labels put onto us. And at some point of time, the weight of each of these labels becomes so much that we want to give up these. Swami, how many more badges and labels to hold on to? Right? We want to give up these. That is why we come towards Swami. So that he will help. Right? What is he? Mangala Arati Anduko Mandara Giridhari he is. In our Arati, what do we say? He is Mandara Giridhari. What is that Giridhari that he is holding? Our labels only. Our burdens is what he is holding, in his hand. Now imagine what happens. You join Sathya Sai organization, some more labels are given to us. Bhajan coordinator, spiritual coordinator, okay, joint Sanatana Sarthi subscription manager. I don't think that is there in UK, In India there are. Everybody wants some designation or the other in the organization. I was surprised. This was what really took me by a surprise. Joint Sanatana Sarthi subscription something it was. I was like, wow, I never thought that you could have this designation also. You see, we are putting some more labels on us, and then we hold on to our labels. And then we don't want to give up our labels. Right? What Swami is saying, the moment ego descends upon you, my work stops. So I'll tell you one more instance. There was a very senior devotee of Swami. He dedicated his entire retired life to the service of the ashram. He was in fact the South Indian canteen manager many years ago. And you can imagine what it is to run the South Indian canteen, right? We know how difficult it is to cook a meal for one person or for one family. Imagine thousands of families. And none of them tell you who is coming when. Right? You will not imagine if I tell you, just to manage our hostel, I used to be breakfast in charge. It used to take the life out of me. Because just we had 500 boys in our hostel. At any given time, 10% of them decide not to have breakfast. 50 people's food goes waste. At any given time, 10% people decide, today I am more hungry. We fall short of food. Right? It is that difficult. Now imagine, multiply that into 100. That is ashram. 50,000 people eating or 25,000 people eating. Imagine to run the canteen, how difficult it must be. Right? So he was made the canteen manager. And he worked, for the canteen managers especially, there is no birthday. Okay, there is no festival because they are always in the canteen. They never get to come to the mandir. Right? Because immediately after mandir, meals must be ready. So imagine, full life he dedicated. However, his problem was that he was just not able to see Swami in the devotees. Okay, and therefore he was one of the roughest persons in the ashram. And you understand what I mean by roughest person. Almost every person in the ashram is rough. Yes or no? I see. Very very politically correct answer. Right? You come to the ashram, it starts with no. I have not even told what I want. No. After no, now you tell what you want. Right? So, extremely rough. And every devotee would have a really tough time dealing with this person. For all his hard work, at the end of his life, it was a miserable life. He got a paralytic stroke, and his incontinence was happening around him, and he could not do anything about it. Imagine what a pathetic condition. And he was in his room in the West blocks. And one day, in the afternoon, Swami comes to his room. In that desperate situation, just imagine you have all of this filth around you, and Swami comes to the room, and Swami cleans him up. Okay? And he is just so overwhelmed to see Swami in his room. But his question is, Swami, I served you my entire life. Why am I in this position? I served you my entire life. Why do I see myself in this position? Okay? And Swami said, yes, you did serve me your entire life, and therefore I have come to your room. But you never were able to see me in others. That is why you are going through whatever you are going through. You were not able to see me in others. That is why this is your condition. But because it was done in my name, I have come to your room. This is what will happen to us. Therefore, remain centered upon Bhagavan. The moment ego descends, his work stops. Okay, such incredible, instances of how people were able to overcome their ego, or were succumbed to this ego. Let's move on. The next. The multiplication of my love will be felt throughout the world. I have prepared you for this work over May. Remember once again, what is his mission? To draw us closer to him. Right? My work is ceaseless. And so your work too is ceaseless. Without an end. Right? Therefore, our work does not start on Friday evenings and end on Sunday evenings. Over many incarnations. Dear brothers and sisters, when this beautiful bhajan, Nirakari Allah, He Avatari Bhagavan, was going on, the second line is, Janam Janam Mere Saath Raho Prabhu Sathya Sai Bhagavan. Our relationship with Swami is not just this birth. It is Janam Janam. It goes on from life to life. And so let me just tell you this one instance, and then I will complete. Once again, this is a story we all have heard, but it's just so dear to my heart, and every single time I say it, it moves me, and so you will have to bear with it. Once again, this was a devotee who had told us, I can tell you his name, Mr. T.G. Krishnamurthy, who was the former state president of Tamil Nadu. He was telling us that early in his life, he was an all-rounder. Mr. T.G. Krishnamurthy was an all-rounder. He was a boxer. He was a rally driver. He was also a dancer. And he used to produce lots of movies, in the Tamil Nadu film industry. Kind of, you figure it out, right? He's pretty. And so therefore, typically these all-rounders and these super talented people, they think that, yeah, we are God. I mean, so much talent, right? I don't need to depend on anything else because I know how to do everything on my own. So he was an atheist, right? He never believed in God. And so for some work, somebody told him that Sathya Sai Baba of Puttaparthi needs your help. Okay, and so he had come to Prashanti in the late 60s. And that was when the Anantapur campus was being constructed. So it was regarding some construction work. And so he landed up in Puttaparthi. And he was told that Sai Baba is in Anantapur. So his only idea was come to Anantapur, do the work and go back. He reaches over there. It's an afternoon time. Just imagine, he has never seen Swami, he has never spoken to Swami, he has no feelings towards Swami also. In the afternoon, one afternoon, Swami comes out and says, hey, you are a driver, no? You know how to drive, no? So he says, yeah. I mean, like, imagine the first conversation you are having with someone, right, is like this. So he says, come, drive my car. I have to go somewhere. And so now he's sitting in Swami's car and driving. And Swami is giving him all the directions as to where he's supposed to go. So Swami is telling him, take a right, take a left, so on and so forth. And then suddenly Swami off-roads the car, meaning off the, the tar road into a field, right? And now he's very intrigued. This is a Mercedes, right? In those days, right? It's a pretty good car. Off-roading it and take it through a field. And eventually, far in the distance, he notices there's a tree. And under the tree, there is one small-sized man sitting over there. And the moment Swami's car starts to go towards him, he also gets up and starts running towards Swami. He reaches the car, Swami lowers down the window, okay, and, as if they are two long-lost friends. Swami says, hey, Ramaya! And he also, Swami! Okay, as if two long-lost friends meeting after so many years. He comes, up to Swami, and Swami says, Pada, intiki veldam. Let's go to your home. And so he's running. He's also, first of all, shocked that Swami is going to come to his home. Okay, and now so he's running in front of the car. And after some time, Swami says, come and sit in the car. So now T.G. Krishnamurti's mind is going like bonkers. What is this going on? Who is this person? Okay, and now this is like, and he noticed from the work that he was doing that he was a cobbler. Okay, so a cobbler sitting in a Mercedes Benz with Sai Baba, what's the story? And Swami takes him straight to his house. It is an absolutely dilapidated hut. You can imagine what the house of a cobbler could be. Okay, there is not a single chair. Okay, it's a family of 4. There is barely enough place for everyone to even sit inside that hut. And this cobbler, he is wondering where to make Swami sit. And so he opens, this chatai, the bamboo kind of straw mat, and he just spreads it and he says, Swami, please sit over here. Okay, and Swami sits down. T.G. Krishnamurti sir is outside the hut. And then Swami said, give me something, what is there? I'm thirsty. Okay, give me something that is there in your home. And they had just made some buttermilk. Okay, and so he puts the buttermilk, he said, he brought it out in the best possible glass that he could have, and that was a twisted, turned, holed aluminium cup for Swami. Okay, and Swami takes it in his hand and he says, my God, is Sai Baba going to drink this? God knows which water this is. And usually in villages, right? Buffaloes, cows, everybody share the same water source. So possibly that water has come from some kind of a source like that. Right? Okay, so he says, my God, this Sai Baba is, if he drinks this, he is going to have to go to a hospital. Just when this thought comes to him, Swami says, he is also thirsty, give him also. Okay, and so Krishnamurti sir was telling us that, he said, my God, he said, not only does he want to go to the hospital, he wants to take me also to the hospital. Okay, he says, there's no way on earth was I going to drink that water, that buttermilk, right? And Swami takes it and Swami says, drink. And Swami also drinks and he also drinks. Okay, and it is very ordinary, more water than butter, that kind of a buttermilk, right? And he drinks it. And Swami is so happy talking to this Ramaya. And, after finishing a beautiful conversation, Swami says, TG, go open the dicky of the car. And in the dicky, there are saris, and there are clothes for the children, and there is dhoti for Ramaya, and there are fruits, and there are sweets, okay, which he wants to give. And he loads it, and Ramaya is, you can imagine, right? Completely overwhelmed by now. Okay, what just hit him? जब ऊपर वाला देता है तो छप्पड़ फाड़ के देता है. But you see, our God is he's so compassionate, wo kabhi chappad phadega nahi. He will not break because he knows that we can't even fix it. So he will come through the door, right? And so he just gives all of that, okay? And Ramaya, Swami, enough Swami, we don't need all of this, right? And Swami says, no, take it. And then also Swami gives him money. Remember all of these facts because all of them are now going to be joined together. And Swami gives him some money also. And after bidding a farewell to them, and you can imagine the Ramaya family entirely drenched in the love of Swami, okay, with tears strolling down, they bid farewell to Swami. Swami starts to move out. And by now, TGK sir said that his head was bursting with questions. Okay, what just happened? And so he looks at Swami, and Swami looks at him and says, Adugu, ask. What is it? You have so many questions, ask me. And so he said, Swami, my first question is, why did you have to come to him? Okay? You could have just sent word for him, isn't it? Right? You are such a big person. Everybody else comes to you. But why did you take the trouble to come to him? All the way to his hut. And Swami says, this Ramaya in his previous birth used to walk to a temple every single day, right? And offer a flower to me. For all of the kilometers that he has done in his previous life, I had to come to his house in this birth. Okay? First question. That is why I said, Janam Janam ka saath hai. This is not a relationship that is just of this birth. Dear brothers and sisters, don't think that by accident you have come over here. It is something that we have developed over several janmas with Bhagavan. Number one question. Number two question, he said, Swami, okay, that is about other births. How it felt as if you knew Ramaya, okay, and Ramaya knew you. But I'm sure you have never met because he's in somewhere near Anantapur, you are near Puttaparthi. How did you know him? And Swami says, oh, that. I help Ramaya in his dreams. Whenever he has a problem, I come in his dream and I give him solutions to his problem. That's how Ramaya knows me. Okay, so every dream of Bhagavan, every time Swami touches our lives through any which way, they are direct benedictions of the Lord. Number two question. And the number three question, he said, Swami, why is it that you know that whatever you gave to Ramaya, Ramaya can never really use it, right? Because he comes from a poor background. You have given him such saris and, and such expensive things, possibly fruits and all he can eat. And you also gave him money. You know he doesn't have any place to store it. Why did you give him all of this? And Swami then says a very beautiful thing. He says, this Ramaya is a cobbler. So every time people come and get their shoes or their chappals repaired, and then they will ask, after that, how much? Kitna hua? Right? The answer to that would be, it seems Ramaya is to say, Swami Ishtam. That is, whatever Swami wants. Now, usually Swami is a word that you will say to anybody higher than you. So the people understood it as, whatever I want, I can give. But in his mind, he was referring to this Swami, our Lord. Swami Ishtam. That is, whatever Swami gives, I am happy with that. Every single time people underpaid him for his work, the balance was on me. The balance of whatever people underpaid him came on to me. Why? Because Swami Ishtam. Whatever Swami wants. Right? All the balance of his life, I gave it to him in the form of all of these things. Right? The money also was given as a balance for all the deeds that he had done for me. Dear brothers and sisters, can we make every thought, word and deed of ours Swami Ishtam? Right? And then let the world do whatever it has to. Yes, the world will possibly never understand our value. Yes, probably our family will never understand our value. Maybe our organization will never understand our value. But he will understand what we have done. Why? Because we have done it for him. Once he becomes the center of our lives, we become the center of his lives. Of his life. Right? It is that which Swami is telling us through this letter. We will just quickly end this, and I promise no more. Because, yeah, I had several other stories, but so what? Because it's not the stories that we share over here, but what the stories does to us. Can we take one message? Okay, the next. He says, know that I am within and without you. He says, my darshan will pour forth from me to and through you. You may be unaware of this constant action. Be ever pure of heart and soul, and mankind in your lifetime will benefit from your unique qualities. And then Swami goes on to say, others too will join me in this mission when I draw them to me. The time is approaching when all humanity will live in harmony. That time will be here sooner than one expects. Before it arrives, be prepared for whatever is needed to reveal to every living thing the true purpose of existence. It is not what anyone alive can imagine. It is not something that anyone can try to aspire to. It is beyond all comprehension. I can say that its beauty is magnificent beyond all dreams. And as each of you perform your silent work, I embrace you to my heart. And henceforth, your souls shall be lifted up, and your eyes will reveal my presence within. Your eyes will reveal my presence. The last part of the letter says, this I say to all my devotees from the Lord's mountain top, where all the universes become one. Be about my work, my beloved. Your breath will carry the scent of the blossoms of the heavens. Your example will be that of angels. Your joy will be my joy. Your Sai, the Antaryami. Let us contemplate on these words.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan, Brother Amey, Sister Babita, and brothers, sisters, and Sai children. Sai Ram to you all. What a blissful day this has been. First of all, I'll start thanking Swami for making this possible for us to gather here today. And my thanks to Brother Amey and Sister Babita. Brother was saying that he was admiring our stamina, but I'm sure we are all admiring his stamina going from place to place and giving talks non-stop with less sleep, more travel. Thank you so much, Brother Amey, for this wonderful talk. I'd like to thank the Mill Hill Sai family for organizing and taking a major share in organizing this event, working along the regional team. Going back to Brother Amey's talk, thank you for inflating our ego, giving the criteria from Viveka Chudamani, how we are all so special, but you brought our ego right down to earth by giving Swami's quotes, and when you carried on talking about giving examples of Swami's little stories. Thank you again for making us realize how important it is to make Swami the center of our lives. There are lots of take-home messages from this talk, and I'm sure we'll utilize it in years to come. I'd like to thank the regional service team who are bent on providing us a delicious lunch. And again, the Mill Hill Sai Center team, our sisters and brothers, worked very hard with the regional coordinators to get this event going. I'm very grateful to our youth who were very important in organizing the Vedam, the Bhajans, and also the media team who have been working hard. I'm very proud of them and thanking Swami every day for blessing them for their talents. And thank you all for being here today. I know you've come, some of you have come from a very long way. Thank you. And I hope you all have benefited from coming here today and being here in Swami's presence. Thank you so much for everything. And all I think I did was organizing the Zoom meetings for the planning. And I was asked to light the candles, and I can't recall anything else that I did. So I should be really grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you. Sai Ram.
जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वर
सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय।
परम
पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदानं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि Sacred, holy and supreme is Baba's vibhutim, pouring forth this endless stream, this way of vibhutim. So auspicious is its mind, it grants liberation. Baba's vibhuti, its power protects me. Paramam pavitram